cook something that is absolutely not junk food. It's called Spedini alla Romano, which is one of the first dishes I learned how to make in our very first restaurant back in 1977. And I've been eating it ever since, and it's so fun to make, and it's super easy. And really all we're gonna do is take a regular white bread. This may be sacrilegious in Italy, but we're not in Italy, so that's okay. We're gonna cut the crust off because the crust does not absorb the egg. And then we're just gonna make squares. And you could vary the style if you like. You wanna make it a half a sandwich. If you wanna make it a whole sandwich and cut it in half. There's many ways you could play with this. And then we're just gonna take a little piece of mozzarella. You could use the fresh mozzarella, or you could use the drier mozzarella, which is easier to get. And then we're just gonna make layers. Kind of make a little log. And then once the log is done, we're gonna put a skewer in it. Okay. And then we're gonna have a little egg. This is nothing but egg and salt. A little bit of salt, not much at all. And we're just gonna let the egg soak into the bread. And that's really what makes this awesome. You know, the bread is soft. It's gonna take a lot of egg. And then, after we feel like the bread is really absorbed with the egg, we'll take the whole thing over to our frying pan and we'll just drop it in. All we're trying to do now is fry the egg on the bread. We're not really worried about a whole lot more than that. Very important, use a non-stick pan, or else you're just gonna have egg sticking to the bottom of the pan and you'll have a mess. Just wait a minute or so to the side and turn it. Medium heat, don't burn the oil. And then you turn it again. And you'll start to see you have a nice golden brown egg bread, and the mozzarella is going to melt automatically by itself, just by the sheer physics of it. And then once we have a beautiful golden brown product, this could not be easier, okay? And it's really feels like restaurant food. Very rarely do you go to somebody's house where they make Spedini alla Romano. You can look like a big deal. So turn it a few times. Now you see how we got a beautiful golden brown bread. The egg bread is now golden brown. That's gonna give you a really great look and feel on the plate. And without even really focusing on it, the mozzarella is now melted. So we're going to let it drain a little bit. And we put it on our plate. Now, if we are cooking for a lot of people, then you make 8, 9, 10 of these and leave them on the plate or put them in the refrigerator. Then obviously they need to go into an oven and the cheese needs to get melted. So, but right now, these are really ready to be eaten. So, a little butter on the stove. And we're just gonna drop a couple of anchovy fillets in the butter to basically season you're gonna see that anchovy is gonna basically just become an emulsion. It's gonna basically get destroyed by the heat and the butter. And you could do less butter, you could do more butter, or you don't even have to do butter. You can do tomato sauce. Now, brown butter and just pour it right on top. You have a little bit of extra anchovy that didn't quite, and that's done. I personally like to take it, put it on a clean plate, slide the skewer out, and serve it without the skewer. cut it right here. And then maybe again. Wow. That is ridiculous. So, it's not rocket science, it's super easy. It tastes beyond. It's got all the basic guttural, trashy food stuff you got. It's like a French dip with mozzarella and the anchovy and the butter. Just makes it so rich and really not good for you. But once in a while, it's gonna be fun. And it's really gonna change your whole dinner expectations. It's super easy and it's great. You don't have to make it in the log if that's challenging. You can make it as a sandwich, cut the sandwich in half, fry it in the egg, and that's a mozzarella and carrozza style of service. I don't like it as much because it's not as light and it's not as fun to eat, but it absolutely can be done that way. And then for all the many people who do not like anchovy, no reason why you can't put just butter on it, and there's no reason why you cannot put tomato sauce on it. I like it with anchovy butter. So there you go, thanks.